Who is this? Who wrote this? Who answered back? Artaxerxes had to cease. He had to stop working. Just to go into the history. Now go where I told you.
Ezra chapter 6.
Yeah, verse 1.
Ezra chapter 6, verse 1. Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the rolls, where the treasure was laid up in Babylon. And there was found at Achmetha, in the palace that is in the province of the Medes, a roll, and therein was a record thus written: in the first year of Cyrus the same Cyrus the king made a decree concerning the house of the Most High at Jerusalem. Let the house be builded, and the place thereof they offer sacrifice, and let the foundations thereof be strongly laid. The height thereof 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 60 cubits, with 3 rows of great stones, and a roll of new timber. And let the expense be given out of the king's house. And also let the golden and silver vessels of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took forth out of the temple which is at Jerusalem, and brought into Babylon, be restored and brought again into the temple which is at Jerusalem, every one to his place, and place them in the house of the Most High. Now therefore, to Tatnai, governor beyond the river, Shethobozna, and your companions, the Apharsactes, which are beyond the river, be ye far from thence. Let the work of his house of the Most High alone, let the governor of the Jews and the elders of the Jews build a house of the Most High in his place.
That's it. Keep going, yeah.
It says, moreover, I make a decree which ye shall do to the elders of these Jews for the building of this house of the Most High, that of the king's goods, even of the tribute beyond the rivers, for with expenses be given unto these men, that they be not hindered.
Right, so let's skip to verse 11. So right now what is happening is Darius is telling these men, these other nations, to leave the Israelites alone. Let them build a temple, and I'm decreeing it. So let them build a temple, and all the tribute, give it to them. Alright, so go to verse 11.
Verse 11, also I have made a decree that whosoever shall alter these words, let timber be pulled down from his house, and being set up, let him be hanged thereon, and let his house be made a dunghill for this. Verse 12, and the power that have caused his name to dwell therein destroy all kings and people, and shall put to their hand to alter and to destroy this house of the Most High which is at Jerusalem. I, Darius, have made a decree, let it be done with speed. Then Tatnai, governor on this side of the river, Shethar-bozna, and their companions, according to that which Darius the king has sent, so they did speedily. And the elders of the Jews built it, and they prospered throughout the prophesying of Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah the son of Iddu, and they built it and finished it according to the commandment of the Most High of Israel, and according to the commandment of Cyrus and Darius and Artaxerxes king of Persia. And the house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar, which is in the 7th year of the reign of Darius the king. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity, kept the declaration of this house of the Most High with joy.
Right, that's it. So that's the temple being built. Now that time that the temple was finished was about 444 BC. So from this time it'll be 483 years till Yahawashi come and set up, the truth, and bring the truth out, set up the coming of the new covenant in the kingdom. Okay, so go back to Daniel. Daniel chapter 9, verse 24.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 24. 70 weeks are determined upon my people and upon thy holy city,
Right.
to finish the transgression, and to make an end of sins,
Right.
and to make reconciliation for iniquity,
Right.
and to bring in everlasting righteousness.
Right. 490 years are determined upon our people to set up the kingdom, to bring in righteousness, to take away the sins. 490 years from that time. Go ahead.
And to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy.
To anoint the most holy was who? It was Yahawashi. Till Yahawashi got anointed. That's why we call him the Messiah, the Mashiach, which is anointed, the anointed. Okay? Go ahead. That's why you people call themselves Christians, because Christian or Christ means anointed. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, know therefore, understand, that from the going forth with the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks, and 62 weeks.
Right. 7 weeks plus 62 weeks, which is 62 weeks, is 69. And you multiply that by 7 days in a week, which is 483 years. So that's roughly about the time from the completion of the temple that we read about until the time Yahawashi came. That's roughly about the time, of those years. Go ahead.
It says, the street shall be built again, and the wall, even in tribulous times.
Right.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah shall Messiah be cut off.
Right. And what did it say?
Be cut off, but not for himself.
What verse you at?
26.
Read it again.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off.
Right. After 483 years shall the Messiah, which is Yahawashi, or who they call Christ, be cut off. Meaning he gonna die. Okay. He gonna be crucified and then raised up again. Go ahead.
But not for himself.
Right. Why? Let's go. Let's get Matthew chapter 1 verse 25 real quick. Why I say but not for himself? Let's get Luke 2.
This is Matthew chapter 1 verse 25. It says, and knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son, and he called his name Yahawashi.
Start at verse 21.
Verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Right.
Now all this was done that it might be fulfilled.
All this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was written, right?
Of the Lord by the prophet, saying,
Which is prophesied. Go ahead.
behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Emmanuel.
Right, which God being with us. Go ahead.
Which being interpreted is God with us.
Right.
Then Joseph, being raised from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord had bidden him, and took unto him his wife.
Oh, stop. Go back. Go down some. What verse you at?
That was 24.
All right, keep going.
This is last verse 25. And knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son.
Right.
And he called his name Jesus.
Go ahead.
Chapter 2. Now, when Yahawashi was born.
They call his name Jesus, but he shall save his people from sin.
Yeah, that's 21.
Oh, read it again. I'm sorry.
It says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins.
Right, and that's why he was called Yahawashi, because he came to save. He didn't come to die for himself, but he came to die for his people. I'm trying to look for the one with Caiaphas, man. Caiaphas said, if I find it later, I'll post it up. But Caiaphas said that it was important for Yahawashi to die because he wasn't going to die for himself, but he was going to die for the whole nation. He actually said it was expedient. It's in Luke. I just can't find it right now. It said that it was expedient that this one man should die for the whole nation. Okay? But yeah, you can go back.
Alright. This is Daniel chapter 9. Verse 26. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary.
Right, the people of the prince are the Romans, and they shall destroy the streets and the sanctuary. Talking about 70 AD, when General Vespasian and General Titus came in and destroyed Israel, man. And that's when all the people fled. Okay, go ahead.
And the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined.
Right.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week.
Right, he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, because the covenant is talking about is the new covenant, where we're going to keep the laws, and the Most High going to be our God again, and we're going to be his people, and he going to put the laws in us, and we're not going to have to teach every man of his neighbor saying, "Know ye God." That's the new covenant. So Yahweh shall confirm the new covenant with us. How? When? When was that new covenant established? When he shed his blood. So after he died and resurrected, and they say he confirmed it with them for a week. Meaning what? The apostles, like, the 12 disciples, and then Paul, they were out there teaching the new covenant, the what? The reconciliation of Israel, right? That's what we read about, the reconciliation, the gospel of reconciliation. They were teaching the new covenant. Then they got cut off. They got, the Romans killed them. So then they was, that was Yahushua being cut off. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease.
Verse 26.
27.
27, okay.
And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate.
Right.
Even unto the consummation.
Wait, we start up again?
27.
Yeah, read that again.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week.
Right.
And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease.
Right, and I was talking about the temple being destroyed. All right, now, the original temple that was built by Zerubbabel and them, all right, by the commandment of Cyrus, and finished by the reign of, at the time of Artaxerxes, was in the middle of the temple that this Edomite built, Herod built. He built his temple around the temple that Zerubbabel done built. Okay, so that was the time. This time it's talking about is around 70 AD, when they came in, tore down our kingdom, and they destroyed our temple. Okay, go ahead.
It says, and in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate.
Right. Right. He shall make it desolate, meaning Israel became desolate. No people was in Israel because everybody was fleeing. The overspreading of abomination is talking about the Roman Empire. The Romans, when they came down and put pure hell on us. And we're going to go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 15 to 21 for that. Yeah.
24.
15 to 21, yeah.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet.
Right, that's Esau coming in there, setting up all his idols and all the things like that. Go ahead.
Stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Right.
Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Right. Now what is Yahushua prophesying about? 70 AD, when the Romans came in and besieged Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
Right.
And woe unto them that are with child.
Right.
And to them that give suck in those days.
Right.
But pray ye that your flight be not in winter,
right.
neither on the Sabbath day.
Right.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No.
That's it. Now let's go to First Maccabees. Let's give an example of how what it's talking about. Let's go to First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 53. Hold on, is that it?